Hey losers, I'm Coral. Welcome to my channel. If you're joining me for the first time, I am a reader of things that are dark and strange and suspicious and mysterious. So if you're into that, welcome to the party. Today I'm here with the books that I'm going to be reading. I've got a little bit of a theme going on, but then also I'll be doing my other things that I do. Such as picking one of the oldest books on my shelves and my TBR jar. So I've got 4 picked out here that are like for certain I really want to get to these. They involve books with body parts in the title. I thought that that would be fun for Valentine's Day, kind of. Usually I run a readathon over the week of Valentine's Day, but I'm not doing that this year because this year's kind of been like a dump fest so far, and I just don't need to do more than I'm already doing right now. So let's get into these books. The first one I have here is Psychic Teenage Bloodbath by Carl John Lee. I found out recently that this is a pen name for another author. I feel like this information is not super widespread, so if you want to know, I'll tell you, but I kind of want to keep it a mystery. I don't want to just blab it. Anyway, this is an extreme horror novel, or novella, I suppose. It is pretty short. It says novel on it, but like this is maybe just about 200 pages. This is about a teenage girl in a coma, and it says she's gone quite mad while in this coma, and she develops some sort of psychic abilities and takes revenge on people who have wronged her. It doesn't really say why. Like, is this because of whatever accident she's been in? I'm assuming so, I don't know, but I want to read it and find out. I absolutely love the cover of this book. Then we have Hearts Strange and Dreadful by Tim McGregor, and this is like a folksy, it seems like it could almost be puritanical times, although it's not quite. Like, it takes place in 1821, so that's not quite Puritans or anything like that, but this young woman's name is Hester, which is also why I'm thinking that, I think, but she works for her uncle. She's an orphan. Does it say? It does not say how old she is, I don't think, but there is a plague in this village, and she has, I don't know, it's like she has some sort of healing abilities, and I don't know if that just means like she's good at that, or she has some sort of like mystical healing abilities. But either way, small town horror, folk horror, it sounds like, plague, 1800s. I'm into it. It sounds really good. I did hear a lot about this when it came out. It's been a couple years, but yeah, I'm going to read it. Then we have a book I'm super excited about. This is I Believe in Mr. Bones by Max Booth III. This is his most recent book, and this is about, oh, I don't know how to explain this in a more concise way, but it's about a book publisher, a small press owner, and he gets an email for a submission, but it's not like time for submissions. You know, he doesn't have any like calls out or whatever they call it for submissions, but he decides to read the email anyway, and inside the email is this story about this man named Mr. Bones who comes to you in the night and slowly takes your bones one by one until, I'm assuming, you're like a gelatinous blob of flesh and muscle. And this guy, the small press owner, is like, haha, so funny. But then he starts to wonder, is Mr. Bones really real? It's like chainmail. It's like a tulpa, right? Like, is he gonna think this thing into existence? And it has some interesting parallels to Max Booth's life. I just want to ask Max, like, do you have a skeleton? Is this based on a true story? I don't know. I'm gonna have to read it, decide for myself. But it's got some fun illustrations in it here and there. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, that one has boobs in it. Maybe not that one. see, just here and there, some fun ones. One with boobs, apparently. So we've got blood, hearts, bones, and now we've got hands. This is Red Hands by Christopher Golden. This is, I believe, the last book in the Ben Walker trilogy, if there's only 3 of them. The first one is Ararat, which I read, really enjoyed that. Then there was Pandora's Box. Didn't love it as much. I've read a couple of Christopher Golden's other books, and they've just really been super, like, middle of the road for me. So, but his ideas are so good, right? Like, there was that one, what was it? I feel like, oh, Road of Bones, where it takes place, like, up in the Arctic Circle, like in Russia, you know, and, or was it Serbia? I don't know. That one sounded so good, and then I didn't love it so much. And then there was All Hallows Eve, which also sounded really good. It had the best cover, and then I didn't love it so much. And this is the last one that I own by Christopher Golden. This is Red Hands, and like I said, this is part of the Ben Walker trilogy. I really feel like you could possibly read those out of order, though. It's kind of like a Monster of the Week type of thing, right? Like, Ben Walker is a dude who is like Fox Mulder. Like, he gets these reports of weird shit, and then he goes in, looks into it. So in this one, there's like some sort of plague or malady or something. I don't know if it's necessarily a plague, because it seems to only affect people who get touched by a person who has this thing, and then they die. So he's looking into it. The woman afflicted with this is named Maeve, which is my sister's name, and I feel like I see that in books in like the past 5 years, like fairly often, for, you know, a name that's not super common. I didn't know any Maeves when my sister was born. I still don't know any other Maeves, but like, there's lots of Maeves in literature. It's a very pretty name. I can see why they chose it. But anyway, it's nothing to do with this book. I also have a 5th secret book that I'm not going to tell you about yet. I'm trying to do this thing, we'll see how it goes, but where I pick a book from an author I have not read before, but I own more than 2 of their books. And I think I'm gonna vlog my reading experience with that. So I'm not gonna tell you who I'm starting with. It's an author. I own 3 of their books. And I'm always like, oh, I want to read that. And then I don't. And I can't, honestly, it's embarrassing how many instances of that I have on my bookshelf. So I'm trying to do something about that instead of just continuing to not read them, continuing to feel weird about it, not knowing if I like their books and like still buying them. So look out for that. I don't know when that will be, because I have 3 books to read to try to fit in somewhere. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's do my TBR jar first, so I don't have to move things around yet. Okay, so last month I picked The Hitchhiker by R.L. Stine, which I'm currently reading. I haven't finished it yet, but I still technically have like 3 more days, if I include today, left of this month, so I think I can do it. White Star. White Star, probably a horror book, because White Star means that I ran out of the color of whatever genre, and that's probably horror. We got The Green Kangaroos by Jessica McHugh. Let me go grab that. Yes, I remember this one. This is, I believe, about addiction. Let's read the back. It says, Perry Sampson loves drugs. He'll take what he can get, but raw Atlas is his passion. Shot hard and fast into his testicles, Atlas helps him forget that he lives in an abandoned Baltimore school, that his roommate exchanges lumps of flesh for drugs at the Cum Den Smokehouse. The Cum Den? It's spelled with a K, I don't know. And that every day is a moldering motley of horrors, cutters, and disease. Unfortunately, Atlas never helps Perry forget that. Even though his older brother died from an Atlas overdose, He will never stop being the tortured middle child. So it says it's set in the year 2099. So disgusting, filthy surroundings and drug addiction in a futuristic world. Okay, I am interested in this. It says it has a bonus story at the end called The Fix. When's the last time I pulled a star and it wasn't like a Fear Street book or a Goosebumps book or a Point Horror book? I don't know. There's a lot of stars in there that are those, so yeah. Not that I don't love them, but I'm already reading one right now. Now is the book pick we've all been waiting for. I think what I'm gonna do is roll a dice. I have an 8-sided dice. I figured that's an okay number. I'm gonna roll it and then I'm going to count shelves out, right? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then my dice roll will decide what shelf I land on. I figured that's a good way to make it random, because otherwise I'm going to be thinking about, like, if I know what shelf it's going to be already, I'm going to be thinking about it over and over again, and I just don't want to do that. I don't know why I would do, I don't know why, I just know that I would, and I don't want to do that. So that makes it random and also kind of mixes up the genres a little bit. Unless I land on a shelf that's the same genre that I just read. So I did read my last pick for that. It was Escape by Carolyn Jessup. I really fucking liked it. And I'm going to tell you about it in my wrap up video. So I got my dice. You see here? I'm going to roll it in my little box here so it doesn't fall on the floor. 6. From the shelf that I did last. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A horror shelf. Let's go see what's on there. Okay, so it's our little shelf here. I think my tripod is crooked because I don't think my shelf is crooked, but it looks crooked. Anyway, this shelf here with the little meow meow on it. That was my mom's when I was a kid, and I always thought about it. And then a couple years ago, I was like, hey, can I have that like brass cat when you die, copper cat, whatever it is? And she's like, oh yeah, and then she just sent it to me. So I really love it so much. It's so cute. But I'm gonna move it so we can have a better look at this shelf. What is the book that I've owned for the longest on this shelf? I don't know. This is hard. Not all of these are very old. I mean, like, not like Escape was when I picked it. I've had Pressure for quite a while. I've also had Deeper for quite a while, but I don't think because I think I bought Deeper after I read The Descent. Honestly, if I really wanted to be like 100% precise on this, I could possibly go look at, oh my god, at book haul videos, but I would have to look and then just like get lucky that I picked the right one. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna say that I think it's Pressure by Brian Keene. Here it is. I know I bought this because it was like, it had to do with water. Off the coast of tropical Mauritius, an ecological catastrophe with global implications is occurring. The ocean's floor is collapsing at a rapid rate. World champion freediver and marine biologist Carrie Anderson joins a scientific expedition determined to discover the cause and how to stop it. But what they uncover is even more horrific. Deep beneath the surface, something is awake, something hungry, something cold. Now, the pressure builds as Carrie and her colleagues must contend with the murderous operatives of a corrupt corporation and a natural disaster that grows bigger by the day, and a monstrous predator that may spell the extinction of all humankind. It says Jaws meets Alien. Those are a few books that I have planned for February. Did I say that? I feel like this is the first time I've said February in this video. And now I'm wondering if I said January at the beginning of the video. So if you're watching this and you're like, it's February. Yes, I know. I've had a hard time recently in the last few days. So, I think also I'm getting sick, which is great. I don't need it. Well, I'd love to know if you have any thoughts on any of these, if you've happened to read them. I'd love to know what you're planning on reading in February, if you like to do things that revolve around, you know, the big V day. I know some people just like don't celebrate that, and like that's fine. I guess I just like don't care either way. Like if it went away, I don't think I would be sad. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what my point was. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.